Well, hello everyone. We are at Friday Eve and we are here with Wright-Patt Credit Union's Finances in Focus. I am Ivy and I am excited to be here today to talk about a fun topic, conquering the holidays and every day on a dime. We'll take just a few seconds to let folks join in and get on here with us. I'm going to take my phone actually and share the post out. If you are joining, please feel free to do the same. Katie, how about we share out and get some folks to join us out here on our live. Where did I go here? Oh, there it is. So I'm going to share out. Probably turn down my volume. But I'm going to share this as well. And we are live today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for those who have joined in so far. Thank you to those who are coming for our Finances in Focus Facebook live stream. I will tell you, if you are here in Ohio, you know that the weather is saying happy holidays. We are definitely hitting some winter weather and hopefully not freezing, but getting tis the seasoning, right? All right, let's get started. Today our topic is conquering the holidays and really every day on a dime. And I am so excited that today I have with me my colleague Katie, who is the queen of conquering everything on a dime. Katie is a knowledge-based specialist for Wright-Patt. She has been with the credit union for 6 years. She's a DIYer. She's a Dave Ramsey enthusiast, and she is a money-saving mama. So, of course, you can understand why I'm so excited to have her here with me. Katie, thank you for being here.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to get to share some tips and tricks with people and hopefully help them save some money through this holiday season, but just to be here and supporting the credit union and this awesome movement we're doing here. So
wonderful. Well, we're so glad to have you. As I said, Katie and I have had several conversations just on creative tips and tricks to save money, make your money stretch a little further. And we had a talk recently about some ways to do that specific for the holiday, and she blew me away. So I thought we had to have her come and chat with you all too. So, Katie, did you know that there's only 42 days till that big old December 25th date?
yeah, my toddler keeps reminding me they made paper change at school the other day. So she comes home with a paper chain. Mommy, look at how many more days. I'm like, yeah, I know. And I'm thinking in my head, I have so many things to do before that chain is gone, and there's not a lot of links left, but yeah, it's coming quickly.
It's coming. Yeah, I'm kind of in the boat where on one extreme, the one doesn't quite know yet to count down, and the older ones, they're excited, but they're not counting down. So I don't have the countdown, but I still feel some of the pressures and stressors of what the holiday brings. Actually, for our family, we've got birthdays and holiday travel and all that good stuff that goes on. So that's us. And, no matter what your culture, there are many holidays that fall between November and January. And even if they aren't typically celebrated with gift giving, there's all kind of costs that come with them, with travel, with food, just sharing and memory making. And what we see is it causes not only stress, but it burns our pockets in many cases. In fact, I've got a few stats. You guys know I like to share some stats. Love my stats. So Magnify Money shared that consumers take on holiday debt often, and last year, on average, more than $1,200 was taken in consumer debt, most of it on credit cards. Scarily, almost half said it would take more than 5 months to pay it off, and then a quarter of the group said they were only going to make minimum payments. So meaning they're only going to pay the minimum amount possible to take care of it. So, when you think about how long the gift holds value and how long you're actually paying for it, those are some scary numbers.
So what you're saying is, so that 25% that's only going to pay minimum payments, they're still making payments now on a gift that they gave to people last year.
Yeah,
maybe
2 years ago.
That has already been outgrown or used up or sold in a garage sale, let's be real. So, and they're still making payments on it.
Yeah.
I feel like that helps put it in perspective.
Yeah, let's put that in
How
perspective.
important is it really to give gifts when you're doing that to yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But people are doing it on average of $1,200. So, the events and time commitments, though, kind of put that pressure on it. And the busyness of the season, all of it comes together. It can be increased stress and then force you to kind of make those quick decisions, which is also why another statistic, a lot of folks noted that they were turning to online shopping to help achieve the holiday season. Magnify Money also reported that online shopping was up last year almost 20% from previous years. And convenience comes at a cost. One other thing I noticed when I was out there checking out the top gifts for this season, technology, making it easy, convenience are all at the top.
Right.
And the gifts are coming on average at $150 plus per item.
Wow.
So, you can see where folks are spending $1,200 or more because that's 10 gifts and you're there.
Yeah.
8 to 10 gifts, you know, and if you have a couple of family members, boom, you just hit it. So, you have some tips. that can help us to kind of come out of that. It's got to be cost a lot. It's got to bust your budget. It's got to be quick, easy, and convenient. And, you know, you'll help us make it through the holidays. So can you share a few
I
of
would
those?
love to share.
Thank
I
you,
would love
Katie.
to. So my whole thing we're going to do today is we're just going to put a new spin on an old theory, which is reduce, reuse, and recycle. So the first thing is to reduce your gift giving. I know, right? Don't buy so many
Not a lot
things,
of them.
right?
Don't fuel the tree. Or
Like
the one
you
with
don't
the
have to
gift.
like trim the tree where you know the branches are only halfway up because there's so many presents underneath of it. No. Or really another thing too is just the giving that we give to folks, and not that they're not important, and not that we don't like them, but you know you don't have to give something to the mailman. You don't have to give something to the receptionist at your office. You don't have to give something to every single one of your coworkers. Because let's be real, if it's something meaningful, it's going to have a pretty high price tag. And I don't know how many coworkers you have, but I have quite a few. So if it's $20 times 4 people, there's $80. Or okay, you're going to spend less. I'm going to buy something that's $5. Okay, but then is it really meaningful? Did it make an impact? Would a handwritten note saying, hey, this time of year, at the end of the year, I like to reflect on things and I just want to let you know how grateful I am for you being in my life and working with you.
That's a great
or,
idea.
Something like that does something that will last longer than whatever that thing is, and also isn't adding to your debt that's going to last even longer. So the other thing too is just to talk to your family and your friends and to set expectations. So the biggest thing for me, the last 2 years, I have not given presents with my siblings. We have agreed upon that. We're not going to do it. And instead we do something meaningful after the holidays when things have calmed down, and we go, and my cousin and I have gone to the zoo one year. My sister and I went to an inflatables place last year. Everybody pays their own way, because then you're paying for that present, that gift that you were going to give. And then I have 3 or 4 hours with them that I would have not otherwise had. And it's great. And I have the greatest memories, the greatest pictures from that. Our kids are all around the same age, so they have a blast with it. They would rather spend a day with their cousins than have that gift that they're not going to use, or they use it at home alone, but it's not with their family. So
we do something similar. We actually do the day after Christmas. For us, we celebrate that holiday season, and the day after the holiday, we go and we do a family bowling outing. And it started off as the aunts and uncles. That was their gift to all the nieces and nephews, because we were just an exploding family. We keep growing, right? And so it was a way to do that, but then spend time together. We actually have cakes. We celebrate the birthdays that have happened around that season. But instead of everyone having their own birthday cake, it's this collective activity.
Right.
It gives everybody something to look forward to. And it's the memory, right? Making memories, creating moments and memories together that we can all pay our way for. And ultimately, it's really cheaper when you calculate the cost out for what you get. So great idea.
Yeah.
Great
The
ideas.
other thing too that is great, that has helped me kind of sell it with my family, because my family is very resistant to change. They're very set in their traditions and their ways, to the point that they will take on debt for things that's a gift, And I say, how about let's look at this, holistically, kind of. Let's look at your whole life. Is this really worth this? And then, is this stressful to you? You talk about like those unexpected expenses that come as you're out or in this season. You're running around, you're shopping, and so then you're eating out more. So then you spend more there. Or you're stressed out, so you end up, taking a day off of work to get things done. Well, then that's money that you could have had another day off of work later on. Or you go get a massage because you're so stressed out. Well, there's some more money, So I kind of spun it that way with my family and said, hey, like this is actually a gift to each other to say it's okay not to stress about this. It's okay to take this one thing off of off of your plate of things to do, because yes, I'm still going to do the stuff for my children. Yes, I'm still going to do the stuff for my husband. I'm still going to decorate my house to the nines, and that's going to take time. But I'm going to take this off. We're allowing each other to take it off the plate so that we can kind of de-stress a little bit and focus on what's really important, those memories.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's great. Because stress and rush, stress and hurry lead to overspending.
Yes. And kind of relating to budgets, right? So those things, and that's the B word here, budgets, guys. I know, right? So basically that's the other thing, is that we really want to set a budget before and then stick to it. So
let's talk briefly about a budget. I don't know if we have a question or something from the crew, but if we do, feel free to chime in at any time. Hello, Erin. Hi. Good to see you out there. So talking about budgets, it's important. Of course, we're not gonna go through a whole budget lesson today. But let me give you a couple quick tips on putting together your holiday budget, especially if you haven't saved in surplus to spend. You want to still make sure that you're prioritizing your must spends, the things that take care of your household, utilities, expenses, your ongoing bills. You want to then take care of things, make sure you're not forgetting future expenses, things that may become, immediately following the holiday. The worst thing is to have the pick up for the letdown when now you're trying to play catch up in January and February on everything. So still make sure you're prioritizing those expenses. Then the third thing you want to do is figure out what your safe to spend pot is. And of that, what are you going to allocate toward those gifts? However much you're going to allocate, pick that, determine it, and stick to it, right? So that's kind of the three-step budget, a real quick three-step budget process. What must I pay for today and this month's expenses? What do I want to make sure I'm not forgetting about that's going to come right after the holidays? And then after that, what is my safe to spend sweet spot that I can then allocate to holiday purchases, holiday travel, maybe eating out, you've got friends that come in at town, and those things that you're doing in addition to what your normal spending would be, right? So that's kind of the quickie budget for the holidays.
I think too with that, it's important to think about the things that are holidays but aren't necessarily gifts. So you could say, I'm going to spend X amount of dollars on gifts, and say then that's what I budgeted. But like for me, I'm from Michigan, so we drive home for the holidays, and sometimes it's twice in December. I'm trying not to get it to be twice in December, but sometimes, my mom and I, we butt heads on that, and I go back twice. That's 2 extra tanks of gas that I wasn't planning on spending. So I have to count for those kinds of things. Or if you're the person that always brings the pecan pie, pecans are expensive. Like that ends up being a $20 or $30 pie. So you have to think about those things. Because those little things will add up quickly.
Yeah, and I just thought about that. It's really okay for those things to become part of the gift. Mm-hmm. If I'm traveling to visit family, that's part of my gift, the expense of me getting there. And so that can be a consideration, in comparison to what you're actually physically giving as tangible gifts. Mm-hmm. So Katie, your next one for us is the reuse.
So this is, Ivy likes this one.
It's my favorite.
It is. So save your gift bags, right?
Yes.
This to me, we have been doing this since I was really little. Actually, my grandmother, she used to, God love her, she used to save the wrapping paper. So after we didn't get to rip wrapping paper off. We had to pop the tape and undo it and then fold it up neatly, and then she would save it, and then we would rewrap. I mean, that's how thrifty we were. So now you get why I'm so thrifty, right? But so saving bags. I've been to birthday parties and folks will just crinkle these up. I'm like, yeah, it's a paper bag. It's not that, great. It probably cost $1, but I could use this over and over again. Why do I need to spend that $1 over and over again? You don't. The other fun thing that we do in my family to jazz up those bags is we save the holiday cards that folks send us. And then, so this is a nice card for my cousins. Thanks so much. But then I cut off the sweet little message. And sometimes I'll write on here sent from, whoever, and you can keep it. And then you just tape it on those reused bags.
Love it.
And how jazzy is that, right?
Look at that.
I mean,
so now what was a plain, simple bag now has a little snazzy, jazzy theme to it. And it just gives it a little extra flair for free.
It's really great, too, on wrapped packages. I did not have time to wrap a package, but I didn't have anything to put in one either, so I was like, why wrap an empty box? But you can get really inexpensively just solid color paper, and then put one of these on there, and it's great. Awesome. And growing up, I used to ride horses, so all the cards that have horses on them at my mom's house when we go for presents, they're all mine. So there's not even a name on it. We just know if there's a horse on it, it's Katie's. If there's anything relating to hunting on it, it's my brother's.
So you also reduce the need for a tag.
Yes. So there's no name tag. Yeah, and you can put ribbons on it. You can make it cool if you want. But it's a little bit more of a personal touch too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite tips. Implementing the card on the bag, especially because I am a bag connoisseur. I do collect bags and reuse them. If you're in my family, you're getting probably not a first purchase bag.
Right.
You're probably getting a reused bag.
Yes.
So your third one is recycle.
Recycle.
And this was also a favorite because I have a toddler, so it's a creative idea.
Well, I'll do the most fun one last. I'll save the best for last. So this is a gum container.
Yes.
And I use this for a catch-all. So this is great. I have one. No, it's not in here. I have one with all of my bobby pins and my hair ties in it in my gym bag. And so then they're not all over the car. I have one in our diaper bag that has just 10 crayons in it. So when we're out and about and my kid needs something to do, I've got some crayons. They're in one spot. We have them. And here's another reuse, recycle. I keep the crayons that you get from the restaurants that you go to because they give them to you, and I just put them in there. And then if we drop it on the floor, or we can't find it, or it's broken, or the baby eats it, I'm not too worried. We'll get more next time we go.
That's right.
So,
and that's a gift though too. You could make a little hairpin, paper clip, whatever it is for your friends at the office, or your children, a crayon box, because they'll wrap it up and gift it.
There you go. Yeah, or you can just print off a little thing and fold it up, put it in there, and put, Ivy
personalized
stuff. Yes,
I love it.
I did personalized stuff last year. My kids, she's still a toddler, so I thought it was a little early, but she enjoyed it. I gave her a hairbrush with her name on it. Oh my gosh, she loved it. I just made it on my computer at home. It was
all
super
about
easy.
Personalization.
Super easy.
Especially with my name being unique.
Yes.
You could never find Ivy
growing up,
growing up. And so I'm all about putting my kids' names on their stuff.
Yes. Yeah. This is a vitamin container.
Yes.
And it has a pop lid. So it's great for my little one. I said, okay, go ahead, pick out a gymnastic clip today. And she picks one out, and then they're not all over. They're not, a lid that she tries to open and it pops and goes everywhere. And I didn't have to spend any money on it. I already bought it.
Right.
I was going to throw it away. Well, I was going to recycle it, actually. But,
But yeah.
Right?
But now you recycled it in a different way.
And it's not going to be, it has a new meaning, it has a new use. And again, you could throw a personalized thing on there if you wanted to. And
you could wrap that. You could wrap that up and decorate it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
nobody knows it's a vitamin.
Exactly. You can do whatever you want. So this is the best. This is the fun one right here. So this is a can of frosting. There's actually still frosting in it because sometimes I'm trying to make cookies. But if you peel off the label, you can measure this. It's 3 1/4 inches by 11 inches in the case that you care. Not that I did this right before and got everything ready. But if you print, you just take a regular piece of paper and print something on it. So that's my kiddo's name, and it's just plain. I'm going to have her color this. I have some self-laminating sheets. So I don't even have a laminator. It's a self-laminating sheet. You get it at like an office supply store. I'm going to laminate it. I'm going to stick it on here like this. And then she's going to have crayons will fit exactly in this. And you can put them in the car. So if it's summertime and the crayons melt all over, they're in a container. You can just pitch it and get another container. You can put it, it travels with you. You know whose is whose. If you have multiple children, oh my goodness, heaven forbid, they use each other's stuff. You can say whose is whose on it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, any kind of container, I'm always saving, coffee containers and
that's what I was
like that.
When you just showed us this example, it just really made me think differently on how we repurpose things.
Yes.
And whether it's for your children or for a friend, I mean, you could take something like a coffee container or this and put your spouse, little love notes, open one a day and decorate it with a picture or whatever.
Right.
It's just, I think that the lesson we can learn in this is we can repurpose just about anything.
Yes.
And if we get out of the mindset that things have one use and one time use, it could save us in the long run. Yes. And really some of what else this made me think about was really taking time, because some of it is time, to be thoughtful in our gift giving.
Right.
A lot of times cost comes because it's convenient.
Right.
It's quick and easy to run down to the store on the corner, pick up about 20 gift cards and keep moving.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, usually about the 10th hour, when we get down to the last minute, that's what happens. If somebody's getting a gift card because I'm tired of thinking about it. But if you take a little time up front and think about how you can reuse what you already have in your house, someone's making a batch of cookies this holiday season. How can you do that and then reuse it and repurpose it? I mean, there's just so much. These are everyday items that we have that we're just not maybe thinking that way because, again, it's quick. The quick and convenience of life has made everything very disposable. Right. And so it's just really interesting to see. So thank you for sharing those tips.
Pleasure.
As we close out, kind of on that note, one thing I wanted to share is the idea of how we think of holiday cooking. Holiday cooking, again, quick and convenient is great, but if we think of holiday cooking in a way that is more of a collective effort and maybe more of a scratch effort, and I don't mean you have to make everything from scratch, but using simple ingredients. So for example, collective effort. I thought about this when you did this. Meal sharing.
Oh yeah.
Meal sharing can be done during the holidays. And, you hear the term Friendsgiving, for example. Everybody bring one dish to make a collective meal, and that time you get to spend together is great. But then thinking of it as the meal item is the gift.
Yes.
You don't have to do that and also have the gift. That is the gift. Or, again, simple cooking. So everything not having 50,000 ingredients.
Yes.
That's a cost savings measure,
Yes.
But really the whole idea of rethinking, repurposing so that we can reduce, reuse, recycle is really a great way to conquer these holidays.
Yes, yeah, we do a thing too for, we have a holiday party and everybody brings a dish that's like, we'll have, ice and we'll have, pop and drinks or whatever, but everybody brings a dish and that's what we do. We just stand around, we eat a bunch of appetizers, it's awesome, and then I make coloring sheets for the kids. And I take my craft bin out and I go, what can we make out of this? And we throw together a craft. There's glue involved. Yes. It's awesome. And then the parents are all, we play cards, we play board games, we do whatever we want to do, but we spend time together. Nobody brings any gifts. Everybody just hangs out. And it's nice because it's like, that's what's really the community and that being together is what it's supposed to be about.
And the thing is, with a little time, you spoke about those coloring sheets. Everything's free now. You can print off a free coloring sheet. You can print off free paper. I mean, you can make wrapping paper out of that now. It just takes a little time. And so if we think of things as time is more valuable than the cost of things, then that will help us on the spending end and on how we spend the time.
Right. And then it's more meaningful. So I think that it's harder to put a value on things that people made for you than that they spent. Like, I know she got this at Kohl's because I asked her to, and it was $29.99. So whatever it might be, when you know somebody actually spent their time, then that has
a different value. It does. It really does.
Yeah. Another fun kind of time-saving, cost-saving thing that we do with holidays and food in particular is you end up having lots of leftovers, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, they're everywhere, and it's hard to, like, what are we going to do with this? And you don't want to waste it because you just spent a bunch of money on it. So we do a lot of leftovers, and we do, my toddlers love this, we call it a smorgasbord, and we just get everything out of the refrigerator, we put it on the kitchen island, we go, there we go, here's everything we have, what do you guys want, And we just pick out what we want, and we don't have to replate it, we don't have to put it in anything else, so we're not doing more dishes, we're just eating out of the leftover containers.
Enjoying what's there.
And they think it's fancy, and it's cool, because otherwise they would not get to do that, right? They don't really get a choice. It's like, here's what we're having for dinner. But it's kind of a fun way to kind of upcycle leftovers.
Which I will tell you, we do that once a week. I call it fridge special day.
Nice.
At least once a week to make sure that we're not wasting food. Usually I tell the kids and the husband, hey, you figure it out. You can have whatever's in there that's already cooked. It's a way to make sure we eat the rest of what's left, right? Because there's so much food that goes wasted, and then it gives me a day where I'm not cooking. Yes. It's usually on Thursdays because I've usually gotten to the end of my week and I'm just ready for the weekend. Yes. But we do that. So whether you're doing it for the holidays, especially the holidays when there's all kind of smorgasbord food, or during the week, it's a great thing to do. Speaking of that, as we close out next month, we'll kind of finish out this whole topic of the holidays on the dime. One thing I want to talk about is how we can take what I'll call the holiday hangover and turn it into, upcycle it into a holiday experience. So we'll talk a little bit about how you can turn one meal into 5. How we can use, I've got some tips on how to turn, the holiday meal into some different types of meals. That's something my grandmother was really good at. We'll talk a little bit again about how we can use some of the stuff that we accumulated over the holidays, and then we'll talk about how we can get the best bang for our budget for all those after holiday sales that happen.
Yes.
And make sure that we're using it to our advantage, but not breaking the bank to do it.
Right.
So we will do that next month. Please be sure to join us. I can't remember the exact date in December, but we'll be back a few weeks before the 25th of December. So be sure to tune in to our page to find out when that is. In the meantime, I want to issue a zero debt holiday challenge. I know that for some of us, if we haven't saved a lot for the holidays, it's a little late to issue that challenge, but I still want to do it. I want to challenge you to try not to take on any new debt to pay for the holidays. Get creative, repurpose, think differently, create memories instead of medical bills for stress than from paying off debt, right? So issue a zero debt challenge. And then we'll talk a little bit about those other two as we go into the next session. Perfect. So, but let's issue this zero debt challenge. Let's think of creative ways, some of the things that Katie has shared today on how we can go into this holiday with less stress, more memories, and enjoying one another.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's it for this Finances in Focus. I want to thank those of you who have tuned in. Like I said, tune in December. We're going to finish up this conversation, take it a little step further as we finish up this year. I can't believe it. And get ready for 2020. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks.
Bye.